Woman charged in connection to a North Charleston corruption investigation accepted a plea deal this afternoon, making her the last of the 8 people originally charged to admit guilt. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Raphael James.
And I'm Ann McGill. Rose Emily Lorenzo pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit bribery and theft with respect to programs receiving federal funds. Live 5's investigative reporter Emily Johnson was inside of this afternoon's hearing for us.
And she joins us this evening downtown live from the federal courthouse. Emily?
Raphael, Rose Lorenzo could face up to 15 years in prison and pay a maximum fine of $500,000, but the state is only recommending for her to serve 4 years behind bars. That sentencing date did not come yet and will come at a later time, but Lorenzo's charges originally stem from a North Charleston corruption public investigation that found city council members were taking kickbacks from nonprofits. Lorenzo operated a financial firm that wired $40,000 from the nonprofits directly to former council member Jerome Hayward's checking account. She originally faced 9 charges connected to the investigation, but that number went up to 12 last fall. Lorenzo had allegedly made a false statement to the FBI after her original charges, but during today's plea agreement, that charge was dropped along with 9 others. We asked Lorenzo's attorney after the hearing if they had anything to say about her FBI charge being dropped.
She has accepted responsibility for that.
And what do you guys have to say with the line to the FBI charge not being?
We don't have any further comment besides that. Thank you.
This afternoon's hearing lasted a lot longer than expected as there was a miscommunication in the courtroom for whether or not Lorenzo fully understood accepting that plea deal meant that she understood that she was illegally accepting monies from North Charleston Councilmember Jerome Hayward. Now, those monies actually she ended up accepting that she knew that those were being washed through her account to be deposited on his behalf. Reporting live in Charleston, Emily Johnson, Live 5 News.